What up? What up? What up? It's Rec League Podcast, man. It's episode number 192. While I try to, you see that shit in the back, man. I know y'all can't see on Podbean on the streaming and shit, but on YouTube, you can see. I try to put a little something behind me to try to hang some stuff, bro. The black mat don't stay on the wall. So that's why it's like been less and less decorativeness behind me every episode over like the past couple months. And like it just don't stay up. So I'm trying to figure out how to keep the background on the wall while I record. And it's technical difficulties on set. But I am Randy Little. This is episode number 192. This is the start of season 9. I don't think I have missed an episode since like 2021. I don't want to say I have went every other week since like COVID ended, since movie theaters opened back up. But y'all will notice how like I'll drop back-to-back weeks to try to keep the every other bi-weekly schedule popping. You feel me? And this is the way that like I explained it. I probably explained it to Rocket on Wax, but the way that I started, the very first episode was Comic-Con weekend in 2018, and it was the weekend of like July like 19th or whatever. I remember. So that weekend every year has been the start of a new Rec League podcast season, and season 9 is me, it's Rocket. We talk a little bit of news headlines, and then we spoiler talking the Odyssey, the new Christopher Nolan, the Odyssey. Let me hit y'all with the recent theatrically released movies. July the 10th, the live-action reimagining of Moana came out, and Evil Dead Burn, is that what it's called? That came out this current weekend, July 17th. The Odyssey, obviously, the name of the episode. Highest grossing movie this weekend. Upcoming July the 24th. I genuinely don't know what comes out. But the weekend of the next episode, July the 31st, Spider-Man Brand New Day. I say it every chance I get. Too hyped for that one. On the physical media side of things, July the 7th, I see The Getaway, I see The Drama, The Evil That Men Do, Dead Man's Wire, Fuse. I think that Crow Salvation is a re-release. July the 14th, Obsession, The Office, the Superfan extended episodes, the complete series. Michael, Normal, Lee Cronin's The Mummy, had the Howard the Duck Steelbook, The Crawl Steelbook, Student Bodies, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, Deep Water, The Christophers, Queen of the Ring, Animal Farm. This was a busy Tuesday. Upcoming this Tuesday, I see a Falling Down 4K, an Unlawful Entry 4K, an Anyone But You 4K, a Madagascar Escape to Africa 4K. Is that A24? Is that Pilion? I think a Skarsgård is in that motherfucker. Like, I don't even know what it's about, but a couple of my movie friends are purchasing and watching and all of that. Cruel Story of Youth Criterion, the combo pack, I guess. The 28th of July is another very expensive Tuesday. We got that Stranger Things box set from Arrow. We got Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. That right there is like $200. We got Mortal Kombat 2, The Devil Wears Prada 2, Pressure. I see an End of Watch 4K. South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. Is that a Steelbook re-release? In the Gray. I thought the Is God Is. The Paper, Season 1. that looks to be about it. When I return, I will have the Rocket Man with me. We'll be talking about the Odyssey. It's Rec League. Back at it. It's me. It's Rocket. Back at it. Take two. And this time I did hit the screen record, but this is, if you read the episode description, you already know. I'm gonna say it on wax. The main topic of discussion on this episode is Odyssey spoiler reactions. Nothing is off the table. If you haven't seen the Odyssey, go see it. Come back, rock with us. But there's a few things that I wrote down that I want to cover before we get into that. And like a month ago, Seth Rogen was doing an interview. I ain't hear the interview. You know, I saw it on social media. Just a little clip, probably taken out of context to some extent. Seth Rogen said that Sylvester Stallone only has maybe 4 legitimately good movies. I'm assuming, like I said, I don't know verbatim word for word. He meant well acted, well directed, like Oscar caliber movies. What, like enjoyable, whatever. So again, let me list them off so the YouTube audience can know. Rocky, the original Rambo, First Blood. Copland, the movie that he said derailed his career for a little minute, which is, in my opinion, one of his best performances ever. And then the first 2 Creeds. And again, like I ain't got enough fingers, I ain't got enough toes to tell you how many Stallone movies I enjoy. All the Rockies except 5. The first 2 Rambos, Rambo 4. Last Blood isn't trash, but it's not good. You can count the shit he's done with James Gunn, 2 Guardians movies, a Suicide Squad movie, Expendables, for what they are, they're not trash. Demolition Man, an all-time 90s classic. Assassins is probably underrated as fuck. I don't think I watched it since I was even too young to understand what it was. Rocket's favorite movie of all time, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Nah, I mean, like, Stallone has some shit. Like, he wasn't like one of the biggest megastars in the 80s for nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
Cobra, Tango and Cash.
Bro, Lock Up.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is, it's like we said, movies to people, it hits them differently. You know, so I'm on the same boat with you. Those movies you listed, like I think Assassins with Antonio Banderas, I think that's a very underrated movie. I love watching Cobra and Lock Up. You know, First Blood, look what that spun off.
Bro.
You know, that was only supposed to be a one and done.
Like legitimately and performing. Like
fantastic.
Stallone could have been nominated for First Blood, for Copland, and he finally got that shit for Creed, but I think was it Bridge of Spies, Mark Rylance stole that shit.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, this is those, like I said, you know, we saw the trailer's coming out about his life. You know, I play Rocky. At the end of the day, everybody knows the story about, well, some of it of what he had to do to even become an actor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the crazy thing is, you write something on your first try, and it's an Oscar, it's Best Picture winner. That's wild insane to me to begin with. And then you are the star of that, and look what that broke off. That it broke off not one but 2 franchises. Yeah. Think about it.
And Michael B. Jordan is trying to like take that shit even further.
Yeah, so I mean, it's, to me, he's done movies like, you know, Victory. I don't know if you remember that. It's a soccer movie though. They're in jail. They're trying to, with Michael Caine, Perry King, Pele's in that movie. You know, you have Cobra. Like you said, the Rocky movies, I'm not a big fan of 5 either. It's just, you know, Tango and Cash with him and Kurt Russell. That's a funny-ass movie. That's a great movie. Lock Up. Even movies like Over the Top. You know what I mean? It's just, his movies are enjoyable. And now he has, what, the Tulsa King TV series going on that everybody says is fantastic.
Yeah, I still haven't had a chance to sit down.
I haven't had a chance to see that. You know, he was in Daylight. That's another one that was pretty solid. it just he's had movies
Cliffhanger.
where cliffhanger. He did. There's two underrated movies, or like not well known movies. One of them is called I See You, and they renamed the title to Detox. And then when they sold it on physical, they went back to the title I See You, which is interesting. And then there's a movie called went straight to like DVD or whatever. But it's a cool ass movie. It's called Shade, and it's about card sharks. And in that movie, you got it's I think Melanie Griffin's in it. You got Tandy Newton. Who else is in that?
You don't have to sell me anymore.
It's a fun ass little movie. It's then obviously, like I said, the Expendables, those are fun. But even when he did to me, I like the first two Rambo, and then Rambo, like technically the fourth one, Rambo.
Yeah.
That was pretty solid as well.
Yeah. When he started making his comeback and he was directing his own shit, because he directed Rocky Balboa too.
I mean, and then there's a solid movie. It's called, I don't know if it was on Hulu or Prime or whatever. It's called The Samaritan.
Oh yeah,
which
it was
pretty
on Prime.
Solid.
I remember that.
Which is pretty decent. Like his movies, for whatever they're worth. Like, remember, it was him. And they're all good friends. Bruce Willis, Arnold.
Yeah.
They were the three main action stars in that time, in that era. So I mean, like I said, nothing against what Seth Rogen said or whatever, but like that's what he thinks. That's fine, because probably his movie, he's interested in certain things. But like a lot of people, I think, would agree that yes, maybe not every single movie is, Oscar worthy, but they're enjoyable.
Yeah, hell yeah. What else I got? Did you see the Crystal Lake trailer?
Yes, I'm intrigued. At first I was like, what the hell is this? I thought it was like some fan-made movie or something like that, but I'm definitely in. Definitely in.
I agree with whoever said fuck them kids. I'm never rooting against Linda Cardellini.
I'm in.
It just like I'm in. Like I said before we hit record, I plan on doing a whole Friday the 13th franchise rewatch before the first episode comes out. I just like hate that it's gonna take something away. Like I don't think the first movie like really like mentioned a whole like, I think the initial counselors when Jason drowned got killed, but I don't think there was this whole like rampage like it was Jason, like she like had this experience or anything. So I don't know. Prequel show, you want to rewrite the lore. I just hope it's good.
Yeah, the funny thing is when people ask who's the killer in Friday the 13th, like the original, people jump to Jason. No, it's the mom.
It's what cost Drew Barrymore.
Mom. It's the mom.
Sorry, Casey.
Right, at the end of the day, I know certain IPs, people try to bring it to present time, and they put a little twist to it, and you got to change a little something. I get that, to make it more modern. Understand? But those movies are classics for a reason.
Yup.
And the thing about it, the way I see it is, you want to do this? Great. You know what? It's a different spin. Let's see what this is about, the series. Because this is a series. All right? The thing about it is, if the series is not great, we got the movies. It's like a remake of a movie.
Yeah.
If they remake a movie and the first time around it was fantastic, let's take this for example, The Crow. The original with Brandon Lee is my favorite movie of all time. That's me. The
good.
remake of it, not the greatest. Now, if they would have said something like The Crow Rebirth, The Rebirth, or whatever, something like that, okay, not bad. But when you're taking and remaking a movie, not good. But here's the difference. Then they did the same thing with The Karate Kid, which now what they did was they took those two worlds they took the original and the remake and brought it into like they combined it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a cool twist. But the Karate Kid, I always thought that should never be remade.
Shouldn't.
At a point. And the way they pulled it off, the remake was pretty solid. Not gonna lie. So this, you could have both. And what I like about that franchise is they took those two and put it into one universe, in a sense. I feel like this, because this was part, and there is a great documentary about Friday the 13th called the Camp Crystal Lake Memoirs. If you get a chance, watch it. They tell you straight up, Halloween set the bar. John Carpenter's Halloween, all that. And they said, what can we do that's like that, but out in the woods? And they told you straight up, they ripped off Halloween and just did that. And that's how all this spurned.
Same, but different, but still the same.
Yep.
Yeah, like I've always said, I don't think I'm in the minority at all. When it comes to like classic original Texas Chainsaw, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare, Child's Play, Scream. Friday the 13th is the weakest original movie of the lot, in my opinion. But yeah, like you can't deny, like, okay, spray painted William Shatner mask, hockey mask, sharp object, sharp object, young dumb kids. The setting is different. The mask is different. Other than that,
and it's just funny because
shit.
with Friday the 13th, like I said, you ask anybody who's the killer in Friday the 13th, Jason. Nope, wrong. It's the mom. But also people forget, Jason doesn't get his mask until basically 3/4 into the movie of the Friday the 13th 3D. What's it called? The final chapter or whatever. Like 3/4 of the way into the movie is when he gets his mask, when he kills the character who plays Shelly, kills him, takes the mask. That's the wild part. And like that, he's iconic with the heist. He doesn't get that until the third movie, and it's basically almost towards the damn end.
What nobody tripping off continuity in the 80s?
It's just wild how the look of it, his iconic look, and he wasn't the main killer in the first one, and he didn't get the mask until almost to the end of the third one. It's just wild.
Yeah. In that same wheelhouse, I didn't write it down, but I just thought of it. Paramount is going to try to do a new Nightmare on Elm Street. How you feel?
Yeah. That size should tell it all. First off,
it just boils down to casting.
I will say this. They need to get this shit together in-house to begin with. But what I mean by that is they can't even... They're worried, it's Paramount Skydance. So Paramount buys Skydance. They haven't done shit with that. They're trying to buy Warner Brothers.
Now we can get Freddy Krueger versus Ghostface.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to buy Warner Brothers. Fine. That's a whole different episode for us to talk about. At the end of the day is, do something for Paramount first. What has Paramount done? Now, don't get me wrong.
Transformers.
I'm not a big fan of the franchise. Like, I catch it here and there. And nothing against the people that did it. They're legends. They're icons in a sense.
Yeah.
But the Jackass franchise, if that's what you put out, since you've owned it, and that's like your big time, like they haven't done, since the Ellisons have taken over, Paramount, they haven't done anything with Skydance. It's like, here's this big conglomerate of a studio, and they're trying to buy these other studios, but they're not doing anything with none of the studios. Remember, they said, we're going to drop 15 movies a year, and what they've done is that Avatar movie coming out, that should be, they were pushing that, it's going to get a studio release, it's going to be in theaters. What's the first thing they do? They pull it, it's going to go on streaming. And I feel like anything Paramount tells me, A, I don't believe. B, they're going to be in so much debt, I don't even think this Warner Brothers thing is even going to go through. Because if it goes right now, like all these states and even countries are trying to like put not a ban, but they're going to try to take him to court because of the monopoly of it. And
But like,
at the end of the day,
isn't that what would happen if any other studio buys Warner Brothers?
no. But the thing is,
what's the alternative? That Netflix throws their money back on the table?
But the thing is, this is what I'm saying is, I would rather see Warner Brothers just be Warner Brothers. We have more options.
Yeah.
Like don't sell to nobody. Just be Warner Brothers. But at least with Warner Brothers, if say Netflix would have got them, remember, Netflix isn't a studio. It's a streaming service. By them getting Warner Brothers, now it's new meat. It's a new buyer coming into the studio life
that kills
rather
all
than
that physical media.
Yep, and you know, it's you're taking a streaming service coming into this, you know, into becoming or working with a studio rather than a studio buying another studio. You know, you're getting fresh blood, even though it's a streaming service. They're coming now into the the movie industry.
Why nobody tripped when Disney bought Fox?
But the thing is, they didn't buy Fox.
Remember, 20th century.
I mean, but yet at the end of the day, they had to get rid of the Fox News, the Fox Sport. They only bought the film portion of it, where Paramount, if they do Warner Brothers, they're trying to get CNN, they're getting HBO, like they're getting all this other stuff. It's not just we're buying the movie or the studio rights. Like, you know, they're getting HBO Max, who's probably one of the top streamers. They're getting Warner Brothers, who's been doing great stuff, like putting out. But what has Paramount put out? Nothing. Like the biggest thing they put out.
I'm trying to think.
Top Gun Maverick. If you think about that made them big time money, and yet at the end of the day, I don't even think the Ellisons were even
4 years
in
ago.
charge. Yeah.
Top Gun was what, 22?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's I don't know. So them getting the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff, I don't even know.
Yeah, it's Scream, Ninja Turtles, and Transformers might be their biggest franchises right now.
I don't know. To me, it's when it comes to that studio and Paramount, and you're like just them as a studio. In the past, you know, they put out some good stuff. You know, at the end of the day, let's see what happens first with this merger. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I can see this. Not only if this merger goes through, not only is it going to be, I think, the end of Warner, but it's going to be the end of Paramount. Because that's, I mean, when you're $110 billion in debt and adding more debt,
God,
there's no way you're going to get. How do you get out of that?
Yeah.
And remember, these studios, you know, these movies, some of the budgets are $150 million, $200 million. Like, if you make a movie for $200 million, you got at least to break even, make around $450 to $500 million. That's to break even.
That's insane.
Okay, and that's on a $200 million budget. You got to make about $450 to $500 million, depending, to break even, not to make profit, break even. So you on a $200 movie, let's take the high end. You got to make $500 million, and you're $110 billion in debt with all the stuff. And like, how it's going to get to a point where they're going to go bankrupt. They're going to bankrupt their own studio, and also with this merger, if they don't close, they told the stockholders and all that of Warner Brothers, they were going to have this done before October. So come September 30th, if this deal isn't closed, going forward, they have to pay each chair member of the board $6.5 million per day. Per day. Quarterly, that's $650 million per quarter.
Per person.
So yep. So
fuck.
You got Minnesota, you got California, you got New York, you got New Mexico, you got, I think, 12 states who are taking them to court to stop this. You got countries going to be taking them to court to stop certain things. At the end of the day, is if this gets prolonged, there was something I read, Nexstar was trying to take over this company called Tenguin or something like that, and people stopped it because I think it would have been some sort of monopoly, and because of that, the court they're going to go into court a year from whenever it got stopped. So imagine a year. Say this goes through and this merger has to wait a year because it's going to go to court and all this other stuff. $650 million per quarter. That's $2.4 billion per year. They're gonna have to pay out, and they haven't even come through. And that's on top of the 110 that this deal is. Plus, remember, they paid Netflix $2 billion because Netflix had to drop out of the deal, so they covered it. So they paid Netflix $2 billion. So they're just giving money away.
Yeah.
Nothing is set.
Let me get some of that.
So I think at the end of the day, I mean, when you're paying board members $6.5 million each per day, and like I said, because they promised that this deal was going to get done before October.
That's an L.
That it's better for them. And here's another thing: if they break off, say this deal doesn't go through, they still have to pay a breakup fee of $7 billion. And as a company financially, I might as well break it off and just pay $7 billion than be in debt $110 billion. So, it's good, like I said, and them taking over IP like Nightmare on Elm Street and all that. That's going to.
Oh yeah, back to the original topic.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying remember, you got to pay money to get those rights.
But
it's you're gonna have IP with the studio that doesn't even know if it's even gonna at this rate exist in the next 5 years by them claiming all this debt.
See, I don't know about apologists. I don't know about defender. I enjoy the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street remake for one reason. Katie Cassidy is laying in bed. She rolls over. Jackie Earle Haley is right there. I've seen that shit like 5 times. I jumped all 5 times. If a horror movie can make me jump, that's a win in my book. Say what you want about the story, the plot. Of course, it's not as good as the original fucking classic. But if Freddy Krueger is not... If the announcement of a new Freddy Krueger is not a positive reaction, that shit is gonna tank. That shit is gonna bomb. It could be as good as the original. Motherfuckers are not gonna watch it.
So I haven't seen the 2010 one in a while, and my thing is
Freddy was serious again. It wasn't jokey Freddy.
No, it wasn't jokey Freddy, but also I do like how they explained the story and why the parents killed him. But also, if I'm remembering correctly,
because he was nasty.
Yeah, but was it they killed the wrong guy? I can't remember.
No, he
did do.
He was a pedophile.
Okay.
He was a pedophile.
Yeah, perfect. Okay,
but
perfect.
Robert Englund was too.
Yes.
They need to spin it to where Freddy's innocent, and they did kill the wrong guy, and he's taking out all these kids because the parents got the wrong guy. If Freddy's revenge needs to be the whole movie against the, you know what I'm trying to get.
Families, yeah. I don't know. It's just
that would be fire.
But it would be. But also at the end of the day, it's here we are again, a studio getting the rights for a franchise that A, we don't even know if the studio is going to be around at this rate.
No shit.
Because of what's going on. And B, if it does happen, A, let's get good screenwriters, let's get a good script.
Hell yeah.
And someone who knows how to flesh out a story.
Please.
Because Wes Craven, he got the Scream franchise, you got the original Nightmare. It's Wes Craven.
Legend.
That's why you got guys like Carpenter and Craven. Those guys are master of horror. They are. For a reason. And at the end of the day, they need to go after someone who's great at writing these scripts. Whatever horror is done now that we like, see who's involved with those productions and bring that team together or whatever. Like for example, Obsession. That movie was made on $750,000 budget, and it's what, made over 450 million. That's crazy.
Domestically, right? Or no, is that worldwide?
Worldwide.
Yeah. Word
So,
of
I
mouth,
mean,
man.
word of mouth, but also it doesn't matter how much it tells you right there. $750,000 budget. If you know a good storyteller is a good storyteller. It doesn't matter if it costs you $10 to make a movie or not. Look
Yeah.
at Blumhouse. Blumhouse, they shit, they use pocket change to make movies.
Yeah.
Think about it compared to some of these budgets. And I
Curry
mean,
Barker's next movie looks like it is Blumhouse.
you know, it's just, it's at the end of the day, get someone who's passionate about doing horror.
Yeah.
That's the key. You got to get someone who's passionate about doing horror, and then go from and build a team from there.
Hell yeah.
Because like Zach Krieger, I mean, just let's take him for example. He did Barbarian, very under the radar movie. We're finally getting a physical. Finally. It wasn't 5 years ago the movie came out. Maybe, I mean, think about it.
Was Barbarian 21?
Let me see. Let me double check. Barbarian was in 22, 4 years ago.
Yeah. That's
4
still
years
a long
ago.
ass time.
Yeah. Weapons comes out. Fantastic movie.
Banger.
And got released right away. And thank God for that, because I think if Weapons wasn't good, we would never see Barbarian get a physical
Facts.
ever. So, because Weapons, they're so good. Like, I thought it was going to get actually at one point nominated. I knew it wasn't going to win, but I thought it would get nominated. Because it did so well in the theater, that's the reason why we are getting a physical for Barbarian.
Yeah.
That said, we all seen Resident Evil movies with Mila Jovanovic, and then they did, Welcome to Raccoon City, then they try to do that TV series on Netflix. There's always iterations of Resident Evil. The trailer they put out for Zach Krieger's Resident Evil, he even said it. The inspiration comes from the video games, but it's not going to be like the video games, which I love. So, I'm using him as an example, but you take a guy like that and you bring him to do something like Nightmare on Elm Street, that could be something.
Don't get me hype. Don't get me hype, Rocket. But let's hit these last couple things I got down here right quick. Circling back, the I Play Rocky trailer looks fire.
Fantastic.
Looks fire.
Like, when I first heard of it, I was interested because I like the Rocky movies and all that. Seeing that trailer, I have to see this movie.
I'd almost bet a paycheck my theater doesn't get it.
Hopefully they do.
Hopefully
they do.
Directed by Peter Farrelly. Is this the Green Book director?
For I Play Rocky?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, but he's got some dumbass comedies in there too.
Yeah, movie 43.
Ricky Stenicki, Balls Up. Come on, bro.
Hey man, sometimes to get into the business, you got to do what you got to do just to get your foot in the door, bro.
Nah, bro. He did those within the last 2-3 years. These guys have been directing for 30 years.
No.
Balls Up just came out in like May or June. Mark Wahlberg, Paul Walter Hauser. That shit looks horrible.
He's directed some good stuff. Dumb and Dumber, Kingpin.
For sure.
There's something about Mary, Me, Myself, Irene, Shallow Hal. I mean, he's done some good stuff.
But man, like, that also circling back, Amazon bought MGM, and they just laughing at Netflix, like, ha, stupid bitch.
But we talked about that thing last time, where, it's how we could talk about Disney and all they want, or we want, but Disney has Hulu and ESPN. At least Disney, if you have Disney Plus, they bundle it together and you get those versions. Even though it's ad based, you still get them. They're included. Where Amazon, they bought MGM, but Amazon now it's like not only do you have to sign up for Amazon Prime, but you don't get MGM with that. You got to sign up for MGM separately.
Yeah, fuck all that.
That's the messed up part. At least people could hate on Disney and all that, but at least with Disney, with the Hulu portion, it's included in that. You just get it. You just got to set up your account. It's just that you just get the Hulu portion with the ads. At least they give you that. Yes, you now if you want it ad free, you got to pay for that. I get that, but at least you get it with ads included. Now, if you want to upgrade it, that's on you, and you're paying for two separate ones. But at least MGM, you don't even get that through Amazon with MGM.
Yeah, I'm cool. I got Prime. I don't need nothing else. Jay Duplass as John G. Avildsen. PJ Byrne as Irvin Winkler. Toby Kebbell. Stephen James as Carl Weathers. Yeah, this movie's gonna be dope.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, Batman Part 2 got delayed again. Do you care?
No. I don't care if it's like it's to a point now. What was it? I was watching one of somebody on YouTube, and Robert Pattinson is going to be the same age as what Ben Affleck was when he did Batman versus Superman, and he was supposed to be the grizzled version of Bruce Wayne, and yet here is Batman 2 is coming out, and remember he's still
supposed to be young Batman,
which is crazy. And the thing is,
James Gunn's trying to sabotage Matt Reeves so he can take over Batman.
No. And like at the end of the day, I like Matt Reeves stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And word on the street is that he does take a while to write stuff and all that. So I could see some of that, but
bro, it was 3 years in between Abe's movies.
It's not even that. It was supposed to come out this October of 2026. Then it got pushed back to October of 2027, a full year. Now it's getting pushed back another 4 months.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is the shitty part is we found out because he did a little quick super teaser trailer. And then it says February or whatever date of 28. I'm like, what?
That's the weekend of my birthday, though. So we better, we need to lock into this date.
Right? But the thing is, that's the problem. Because I know Matt Reeves has always said maybe this becomes a trilogy after the first one. He's always said that after the first one.
Pattinson gonna be 55 by the time the third one come out.
That's what I said. So if that's gonna be the case, and I know it's not my money as a studio head or whatever, but if I knew how good, like Batman did very well in the theaters, it made over 700 million, very well, and how well it was received. You know what? Let's do 2 and 3 back to back. Let's do 2 and... If it's going to take this fucking long, let's do 2 and 3 back to back. Because, shit, if this is coming out in 2028, and the first one came out 5 years ago, what 2021? I think it came out?
22.
October 21?
22.
What did you say, 22? Yeah. At the end of the day,
it'll be a couple weeks short of 6 full years. It was March of 22.
That's what I'm saying. You said a couple of almost, just short of 6 full years. 6 full years. We're gonna wait 6 more? What is it? 2034. Pattinson's gonna be like 87 years old by the time this third one comes out.
I just think it's a lot. Like everybody want to do like Christopher Nolan in between Batman Begins and Dark Knight Rises did all this. Da 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 da. I think there's a lot more behind the scenes shit that we'll never know about going on with all this Matt Reeves shit and James Gunn's universe.
I agree because you can't tell me now. Granted, I love Matt Reeves. Christopher Nolan's on a different level, like the Spielbergs and Denis Villeneuve and all that. I get that. Matt Reeves' stuff is quality stuff, very good stuff. But if it takes this long to get a movie out, which to me tells me you're putting everything you want and you're focusing on this movie to put out a very good movie, which I love. But also, we got, and maybe this is why they're at a different level. Other directors that do the same thing, but also put in stuff in between other movies while this other stuff is. I mean, shit, like we talked about the GOAT, Steven Spielberg. In 1 year, he put out Jurassic Park, which was the #1 box office, moneymaker, and then he puts out the Best Picture winner in the same year with Jurassic Park and Schindler's List. Like, and you can't beat two ends of the spectrum on that.
Yeah, got his money and his trophies.
It's crazy. It's crazy, but that's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah,
I think when it's all said and done, it's like passing the mantle, the torch. Who's going to be the next GOAT and all that. In that sense, once Spielberg retires, to me, I think, and people vary this and that, Nolan. I know he has some haters out there and all that, but at the end of the day, it's when somebody says a new Steven Spielberg movie, like you even got to say the title, a new Steven Spielberg movie,
I'm in.
Boom, you're in. A new Christopher, you're in.
Doo-doo flushing down the toilet, directed by Christopher Nolan, I'm in.
Yeah. James Cameron is, if he keep thinking, it depends on what it is, but even James Cameron, I mean, Ryan Coogler is getting up there. Ryan Coogler
is there for me.
He's in my top 5. Denis Villeneuve, a new Denis. I'm in. Like, that's the thing is when you just got to mention the director, forget the movie. You don't even know what the hell the movie is. I'm in.
You bowl. Rocket's there.
So it's Nolan's getting to that point. I mean, not to the point. He's there. With Nolan.
Yeah. So before we transition into the segue into the Odyssey talk, I just want to put it out there that Matt Reeves has no misses. It doesn't matter how long he takes in between movies. Cloverfield, Let Me In, Planet of the Apes, Batman, no misses. Yeah. Christopher Nolan. I'm starting to have like a weird relationship with Christopher Nolan. He is definitely a new Nolan movie, I'm there guy. But he hasn't wowed me. He hasn't put me on my ass since Interstellar. The Odyssey was good. I didn't love it.
Hey, like I said, that's one thing about movies is it hits us differently.
Yeah.
Like to you and us, we could have the same favorite movie of all time. That's somebody's worst movie of all time. And vice versa. You know what I mean?
If The Crow is your worst favorite movie of all time, The Crow from 1993, don't come at me with no Skarsgård shit. If The Crow from the 90s is your worst movie of all time, let us know. So we can block you.
But movies hit us differently. I've seen some movies that have been okay, but you watch it and the crowd and the atmosphere, or even just watching it with family or friends, and depending what happens, like, it's enjoyable, it's a good time. That good time rises that movie slightly higher because of how it affected you at that time with your friends, family. And if it was a good day, a good night, and you enjoyed it, you're going to always remember that, and that's going to heighten that movie a little bit. Even if it could be the worst movie ever, but you're going to put it up at a higher ranking in a sense. So, I mean,
every creative anything ever made has at least one fan.
Absolutely. Like, I'm not even going to lie. The new remake of The Crow wasn't for me. But there was a scene towards the end.
The fight in the stairs in the auditorium or whatever.
You can't deny that. Like, that was dope. You got to give props to, like, I always try to, even on bad movies, like, there are some bad movies and guilty pleasures I have that people hate. And I'm like, to me, it's a guilty. I love watching the movie. Good. And it's a bad movie, and everybody has those. But even in those, you try to find the good in it. What was good in it? Was it the acting? Was it the fight scenes? Was it the music? Was it the score? You know what I mean? And I get what you're saying with Nolan. The thing is this, it's like, let's take basketball, for example. You have Jordan, LeBron James. It gets to a point where these guys are fantastic. They're so good that even something that's really good is like, because you expect it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, to me, and like I told you off wax, to me, my top two as of now is still Project Hail Mary and Odyssey. You know, I want to see the Odyssey again because there was a lot to take in, massive movie. The one thing about Nolan, it's all practical.
Yeah.
Like, to me, the cinematography was very good. Like, because
it was one of the first things I noticed.
It was vast. It was like the opening scene on the beach, horses coming in. I mean, that looked massive. Now, granted, I saw it on IMAX, so it gives you that look, but that scope. Yeah, thank you, the scope of it. But also, at the end of the day, it's all practical. The way the sand moves, the way there's no CGI, there's no manipulating. That's just how it was.
Yeah.
You know, and like you said, the Odyssey didn't wow you. I
also think that I'm getting to a point like internally where it's hard. I don't know. Maybe it's hard to impress me or something. Like I can't figure it out. I haven't rated a movie a 5 in almost 2 years. Like a new movie.
I think, could it be this? Like, I saw your review, like Interstellar. Not gonna lie, that's up there, bro. But also, we've seen sci-fi movies and all that. Even with that, it's a sci-fi movie. We never saw anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's different. Where people have tried to have done that. You have Troy. You have this this is a very good sword and sandal movie. Not gonna lie, but also.
I'm not huge on the sword and sandal genre either.
Okay, and that could be a little bit, but also, Troy. Fantastic movie, enjoyed it. But even though Troy is different than the Odyssey, it leads up to basically if you think about the Troy, it's the Iliad. That it leads up to in that sense. With that said, we've seen. Made for TV movies about this or other movies. Like, it's been done before, tried it here and there, different ways. So it could be like, okay, let's see this version now. But Nolan, this is like, I don't think many studios would have trusted anybody.
No.
But guys like Denis Villeneuve or Christopher Nolan or even a Steven Spielberg to even tackle this.
They started hyping and marketing this shit literally a year ago.
And to me, like I said, as of now, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, 9 out of 10. I want to see it again because it's such a big movie. It's an epic movie.
Yeah.
That there are little things you're not going to get everything all in one viewing. To me, Project Hail Mary, like I was telling you, it's between one of those two. I think, to me, I give the slight edge to Project Hail Mary because, Shelby, my wife, said this best. Project Hail Mary, you were invested in the characters and it was emotional. And you're crying over a rock.
A fucking rock.
A rock. Okay? Where here, you may not be as invested in the characters because you've seen the story before all that, but you're invested in the story and what the end result of this story is.
And you're crying over a Cyclops.
It's. I feel bad for the damn Cyclops, to be honest with you. I feel bad for.
They did rework that scene though.
Yeah.
Like, now that since I've seen it, like, going back, like, looking at stuff, if Matt Damon would have done the whole nobody thing, that shit would have been fire.
Yep.
If there were other Cyclopses in the cave, and he would have done the whole like nobody blinded me thing, that shit would have been
Uh-huh.
fire. And it's like that in the story shows like Odysseus, like his strategy, like he knows how to game plan, he knows how to work to save his ass and all this. This movie made it feel like he kept making a lot of bad decisions.
It does look that way. Like every time he was so constantly like, that's why it was it Hamish Patel, who was fantastic.
He was
in the
checking his
movie.
ass left, right, and center every
But the
time
thing
he
is,
said
this
anything.
Is, as a leader, it sucks. Sometimes you got to take risks,
Mm-hmm.
and in those risks, they're gonna be sacrifices. It's what war has a leader gone into and nobody in his regime has died?
Oh no! When Matt Damon was talking about like we should have went into the narrow spot, lost a couple guys. If we would have went to the whirlpool, whatever, everybody would have died. Like, yeah, that was the right call.
You know, at the end of the day, though,
Sacrifice a few, saved a lot.
Yep, it's like I said. You and I were into sports. I associate everything with sports. You could have all-stars on your team. If you don't have a winning record, who do they fire? The coach.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the coach can't go out there and play the game for you. He can only teach you. It comes down to the players. I felt like Matt Damon, like Odysseus, made the right calls. But, for example, it's like you have a best friend. You follow your leader. They make a call. Someone gets sacrificed or gets, dies or whatever. As long as you and your best friend make out of it, it's like, damn, that sucks, but we're cool. We're cool. The minute it's someone close to you, it's a bad call. You know what I mean? It's he had to make these moves, and it did look that way. Like no matter what he did, it was bad.
Yeah.
But also, it goes to show you how smart he was. Especially in that scene with Samantha Morton, like that was.
I was just about to say, Eric and Nick Merritt, they ain't here with us, so them motherfuckers obviously got turned into pigs because they not here right now.
That was horrific. If you think about it, like that, it wasn't body horror, but it was body horror.
Yeah. Nah, cause the way that they was grubbing like some pigs, and then she just started like remolding their heads. Like, what the fuck is going? Okay, she's a witch. Okay.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it was, it looked like even if they wanted to stop eating, they couldn't stop eating.
Yeah.
Right. Also, it makes sense when they're walking up. Spoiler, like we did say, we're gonna spoil this a little bit. You see the lion, you see the jaguar. You see the panther, and you're like, "What the hell is going?" Like,
these are all
why aren't they attacking?
Yeah,
why aren't they attacking?
Nah, as soon as leave your armor and your weapons, leave them outside. I was like, okay, like we about some fuck shit is about to go down.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. But also, like, yes, when Matt Damon killed the deer or the doe, and then he saw what happened.
Yeah,
don't want to give all the spoilers away. So what happened?
Nah, fuck that. They done been warned 3 times.
Right,
that deer turned into a person.
Right, and he goes to the house. Like to him, he was like, "Oh, something's weird."
Yeah.
But then he realized my guys aren't here. He realizes the pigs banging, trying to get through the door. The raven in the bird cage is going bonkers, basically warning him, "Don't eat."
Yeah.
Like he wasn't like he knew right away. Even Samantha Morton, I forgot her character's name. She was like
Circe.
Seriously, yep. She was like, my hospitality isn't good enough. I'm giving you food to eat, and yet you haven't even touched it. You know what I mean? Like he was putting it together.
Yeah.
He was putting it together, and it goes to show you though how smart he was. Yes, sometimes the sacrifices you make, like when he goes to Hades. And Elliot Page's character, Sinard, comes out, and she was like, "You lied to me. Why didn't you tell me that you were in the horse?" And he's like, "I needed you to believe."
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like sometimes you don't give out all the information, and not that you're lying, but you're trying to protect that person for a better good, and it comes out the wrong way. You know, it just
Yeah, for sure.
It's
As a leader, like mission, you gonna sacrifice some heads. You ain't gonna fully inform to achieve win the war, accomplish the mission for sure.
and like
The Rock, you on a need to know basis, and right now you
no,
don't need to know.
my whole thing too about it is like, the elephant in the room. Let's talk about it. The casting, this and that. These people, I think somebody did a breakdown.
I don't care.
Me neither.
That's the thing. Like Helen of Troy, the most beautiful woman of all time. All these white, virgin, Republican, Trump voting, hating ass, lame motherfuckers. Helen of Troy is not supposed to be black, bro. She's supposed to be the most beautiful woman in the world. If Christopher Nolan or the casting director, whoever the fuck thinks Lupita Nyong'o is the most beautiful woman in the world, she gets the part. Period.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is I think she was in the movie. I think somebody broke it down for, I think it was 4 minutes of screen time. And I think Elliot Page was on it for like 3 minutes of screen time.
If that.
Even if you think about it.
Everybody was tripping on Elliot Page being Achilles. He was not
Achilles. And the thing also is Zendaya. She didn't have much screen time either. The thing with Zendaya, though, which was dope, is it explains to you why he kept seeing her. Yeah, which makes sense. That was cool. Awesome.
She wasn't necessarily Athena. She was his version of Athena based on what happened at Troy.
Yes. And she was sprinkled in throughout. She might have had maybe 8 minutes of screen time, but she was sprinkled out, so it seemed like she was throughout the whole movie.
His son never found out that his dad was having visions of his girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, we talk about that in 2 weeks.
But it's cool how, for all the people, like the dumbed down version of certain things is like if you watch the Percy Jackson movies. I like how like the lotus flower played into it and things like that. It's cool how the different mythologies are used, but also how it was used. And like I said, this is a daunting task of something that was written 2,700 to 2,800 years ago.
Oh shit!
To do. And I don't want to say only Christopher Nolan could have done it, but not very many could have done it. He might have been it, but like it's only like 2 to 3 people I could think of, including Nolan.
Yeah.
Including Nolan.
The only other one that I can really think, the way he working these Dune movies, is Denis Villeneuve.
It's the GOAT, which we all know Steven Spielberg, but besides him, it's obviously Nolan and Denis Villeneuve. That's the only other person I could. Those are the 3 guys. One of them just pulled it off, but the other 2 who I could think of. The only 2 that I can think of.
And they all dropping movies this year. They all about to have dropped 3 bangers this year.
Mm-hmm. But also it's, if you take Oppenheimer and this, it's kind of...
They're very similar.
Very similar, because like, Cillian Murphy is Oppenheimer.
This is the first movie that Cillian Murphy didn't get in a Nolan movie in a long fucking time.
Yeah. He made something and built something to protect and was used for war, to stop a war, and it was used. Same thing with the Trojan horse, Odysseus' idea, and it was supposed to be a gift, and look what ended up happening. They basically ended a whole civilization.
Yeah.
So it's... And I loved how, in the beginning, I'm not going to lie, the first 20 minutes to a half hour, 35 minutes, was a little rough to get into because it was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I get that. But I love how as the movie goes on, it starts coming together.
Yeah.
The flashback scenes. And then it clicks. And it makes sense. And you thought at one point how it comes out, like sometimes the way it was said, you think, are they visions? But they're not. It's him because where he's at, he can't remember.
Yeah.
So he's thinking, are these dreams I'm having, are they visions? When yet it's the reality he went through in the past. which I love.
There was a point where I was like, shit, maybe he is dead. Maybe Tom Holland out there looking for nothing.
Also, it's funny because like people say, Robert Pattinson, I hated this character, and like he played a great villain.
You're supposed to,
right? And he did. But I feel like Courtney Hawkins, I hated him more.
Yeah.
Especially after he kicked the dog. I'm like, this motherfucker has to die.
Yeah.
Like when he was, I'm like, what? Nah, he's got to go. I was waiting for Keanu Reeves to pop out. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was like, I was like, he's got to go. He's got to go.
Yeah. Pattinson plays a good weasel.
Yeah. Also, I know he's not going to get nominated, which sucks. But I thought John Leguizamo was fantastic.
I thought he was too. I thought
he was fantastic.
I think Matt Damon gets nominated for sure. I think Anne Hathaway gets nominated for sure. Everybody else is a toss-up.
I can see Pattinson getting nominated. I would love just to get the nomination. Not that he's going to win, but I would love to see Leguizamo get some sort of a nomination. I mean, his role was fantastic.
Yeah,
he was fantastic.
John Leguizamo was great.
To be honest with you, everybody was fantastic. Like even it felt like to me, it's Christopher Nolan right now as a director is so big. It's like I don't even need a line. Oh, I'm cleaning toilets. I'm in it. Even if I'm just passing through a passing shot and it's me cleaning I'm in it. Like that's how it feels like. It's
bro. Like 80% of Hollywood is in this movie. It's exaggerating like a motherfucker, but everybody is in this movie.
You know like, what? If
somebody who's like blowing up right now, Mia Goth. She's in like 3 scenes.
If I'm part of Christopher Nolan's filming crew, the job I want is casting director because they don't have to. I guarantee you, actors come to them. They don't go looking for actors.
Yeah.
I mean, they come to them. Like Tom Holland was on, I think, who was it on? He was whose show was he on? He was on one of the late night shows. And he said that, Christopher Nolan called him up, wanted to talk to him. And Tom Holland was like, hey, great. He didn't know that what role he was going to have, but he didn't care. That's the thing. He said he didn't care. So he met with him. They went to his house, talked to him, and he says, he had a 2-word pitch. He says, he was talking, he goes, we're thinking about doing the movie The Odyssey. And that was the pitch, The Odyssey. And Tom says, I'm in. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't care what role it was and all that. And
I mean, that's how it should be, because at a point, you got to get out of, like, the Spider-Man shadow. You know what I mean? I can do more than comic book movies.
I mean, John Bernthal, the role he had, he's not in it for long.
Nah.
And I mean, if you get to work with guys like Spielberg.
I'm trying to tell you, I ain't even got to be in the movie, bro. You want me to wash your socks? Like, I'm down.
Bro, I'm in.
I'm down.
Mia Goth is not even in this movie for, like, she's like kind of like Zendaya, sprinkled in scenes here and there and all that. But it's just, I think anybody wants to be in his, like his movies. And that's the wild part about it. I think Denis has that pull. Coogler has that pull. Maybe Damien Chazelle, maybe Jordan Peele, all got that kind of pull right now. But that's the thing is, like, I think to me, Coogler has it. I think, obviously Spielberg, Nolan, Denis Villeneuve. Like, it's very few that have that, and it's to the point where I'm excited to see what his next movie. To me, it's like Villeneuve.
He's teasing a horror movie.
Yeah, it's Nolan, Spielberg, Coogler, guys like that. They like challenges.
Yeah.
I think that's why Nolan. Look, to me, I think Nolan's worst movie is Dunkirk, and it's not even bad. It's just to me, it was too slow. Yeah. It was just too slow.
Spot on.
Tom Hardy's in that, and it wasn't bad. It was just, to me, too slow. His first movie that nobody knows about, or probably even heard, it's called Following. It's on Criterion.
Yeah,
it's like a thing. I got it too. It's like, and that's his first movie, and it was an interesting, intriguing movie.
I gotta rewatch it though. Like, that might be my lowest ranked Nolan movie.
I think that is my lowest rank. Beside then it's Dunkirk. But at the end of what he's done, I own every single one of his movies except Memento, which I gotta get. I gotta get Memento.
You fired.
But each movie he tries to up it. Think about this. Before this movie, you know,
following in Dunkirk are my bottom two.
You know, he did a movie about the atomic bomb, about politics, a war, and science. And he won Best Director and Best Picture. That thing almost made $1 billion.
I think there's he gets another Best Director nomination.
I'm like I said, I'm not gonna lie. Will it happen? Who knows? I can see him going back to back.
I could, for sure. Like, you said you watched the review. I said the shit on YouTube.
You know, I can see him going back to back because we haven't seen Dune 3 yet. We haven't seen some of these movies. I get that. The bar is set. Like, that's the thing. It wasn't like, you know, this was, and it's like, okay, this was pretty, and now, you know, it goes, the bar is set.
Yeah.
Like, if say Dune came out this weekend, Dune came out, now it would have been talk of, you know, beautiful, this and that. Like, if it's like the other two, great. Let's see what the Odyssey has. Right?
Yeah.
Here, it's the Odyssey came out first, and it's like, as good as Dune 3 is gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna hit that epic. Like when you just the scale of it, it was just it felt real. It was kind of like Lord of the Rings. Think about the original Lord of the Rings. It was done in a way where we know it's fantasy and all that, and it's a movie, but I feel like that actually exists somewhere out there. Like the way they did it, the structures, you know, the production sets, it felt like that's part of history in some world.
Yeah.
That like those events truly happened and it's real.
That's a good point though. He did Batman in a realistic setting. His most like fantastical movies might be like Tenet and Inception.
Mm-hmm. Inception to me is in my top 5 of all time. I love Interstellar for the rewatchability, but Inception is in my top 5. Like my top 2 Nolan movies are those Interstellar and Inception. Like if he wants,
you being highly offensive tonight.
You know, so it's Interstellar's number 1 to me for rewatchability. But when it comes to like, I think his best movie as of now, like I said, I gotta process the Odyssey. It's Inception.
I ain't mad at that.
Just the way it's the concept of it, of Inception. And then that cliffhanger at the end, like, yeah. You know, it's his movies make you think. Like, this is a little bit different, the Odyssey, you know, but it felt real. I mean, some of it probably did have, like I said, it's written and all that. It was written 2,800 years ago, you know, but it's so fantastical. The scope is massive. It's all on location. It's all practical effects. Yes, there's some CG. Of course, there's some CGI in it. But like even there's a shot I seen on Twitter how he did the Cyclops. It's this massive puppet.
Yeah.
That it's wild.
Yeah. The way he pulled that shit off was cool.
Also, the look of the Cyclops, I loved. It wasn't your traditional Cyclops. His eye was sideways. His nose was kind of half sideways. Like, it was different. It wasn't the traditional, the regular eye. You know, he
didn't shoot no red beams out that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You know? Also, it's funny how you said earlier how Odysseus, Matt Damon's character, you know, sometimes he made choices that seemed terrible. There was one choice that, to me, was, why did you do that? Was when they finally escape, he shoots the arrow at Cyclops, which is, remember, that's Poseidon's son.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like if he didn't do that, they would have gone away scot-free, and who knows what would have happened.
Yeah, it's like all the shit that they brought on themselves. Like, he wasn't innocent.
Yeah, no. That part I think was a dumb move, because why would you do that and upset him? Now you upset Poseidon, because you got, Master of the Seas. You got to go travel in that.
Yeah.
And part of the story is Poseidon was upset about that, hence why they went through all those storms and all that, because they literally got away scot-free. Like, he didn't have to antagonize Cyclops.
Yeah.
But also, it would have been dope on that island if there was at least one or two more of those Cyclops.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of dope. But, I mean, at the end of the day, to me, I think this movie's up there. Like I said, I want to see it again. My top two movies as of now is Project Hail Mary and this. Let's see what Dune 3 has.
Man, that's 5
and there's some other movies
away.
coming out. So...
yeah, bro, we still got a Ridley Scott movie coming. We still got a Denis Villeneuve movie coming. Probably some that I'm not even thinking of. Like,
and the thing is,
this was a crazy year for elite directors.
Yeah, like Ridley Scott has the movie, Dog Stars?
It looks great.
It looks great. It does. But, like I said, a trailer's a trailer. Just seeing the trailer, it looks great. I don't know if it's going to be at that level. And I know it's just a trailer.
Coming.
I didn't even see the movie yet.
Got David O. Russell coming. Got Fincher coming. Got Martin McDonagh coming. Is Sorkin doing The Social Reckoning?
Yeah, that looks good.
Alejandro Iñárritu doing Digger. Like you said, Krager. Who's David Leitch is doing How to Rob a Bank.
That looks good too.
David Ayers doing that shit with Brad Pitt.
Oh, with the War of the Dog and all that?
Yeah, I actually saw that trailer for the first time all the way through yesterday. That shit looked better than I expected it to.
Mm-hmm. My whole thing about it is, like, some of the movies you just, like, directors of movies that you just named, it looks good. That's the thing is playing devil's advocate. Say we didn't see the Odyssey yet. Say that was coming out next month, and we see these trailers. They're like, oh, man, this could be a big year. Like, man, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Seeing the Odyssey now, like I said, the bar is set. It's... we haven't seen none of these movies yet, so we can't, we could only speculate from what we've seen in the trailers. We haven't seen the movie yet, because there are movies where I've seen some shitty trailers and the movie's fantastic, and vice versa. I've seen some awesome trailers and the movie's trash.
Transformers.
But
oh, the what? I don't know who's directing it. The House on Oak Street or the End of Oak Street or whatever.
That looks like a fun movie. That looks like a fun ass movie. At the end of the day, it's because now seeing the Odyssey and how grand of a spectacle and how epic it was in scope and all, I don't know. To me, Dune Part 3 is what I'm going to watch these other movies, but to me, my next now anticipated movie is going to be Dune Part 3, just to see how that's going to match up.
By Dune Part 3, do you mean Avengers Doomsday?
No. Just Dune, the movie itself. Like, Avengers Doomsday, I could see that making, at the end of the year, the most money out of all the movies, being number one in the box office for the year. But we know that, is it going to be in contention for Best Picture? I don't know. Like, we haven't seen it, but...
No, I mean,
we already know.
Did Infinity War and Endgame get Oscar nominations?
No.
Doomsday's not getting any Oscar nominations for acting or directing or writing.
But that's what I'm saying is that's why, to me, Dune Part 3... I have other anticipated movies, but now, like, I'm just bypassing those and going Dune Part, because I want to see how that matches up.
Breaking news, Rocket's not going to the movies again until December.
Like, I'm excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day?
Yeah.
That's going to be, I mean, shit. Think about it. Zendaya has had 4 movies out this year. The Drama, this, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Dune Part 3. Robert Pattinson is going to be in 3 of the 4 movies with her. You know, Tom Holland has 2 movies coming out in the same month, 2 weeks apart.
Yeah, that's major.
Anne Hathaway has a couple of movies coming out this year. Like she has this.
She's
she
already
has
had a couple movies come out this year.
The End of Oak Street. That's going to be a good. Like that looks like a fun movie.
That man, yeah, hell yeah.
So I mean, it's going to be like I said. There's other movies that we don't even know are going to come out that are going to be in probably Oscar contention and all. But the bar is set to me with Project Hail Mary, which is fantastic.
Yeah, like Lord and Miller have already come out. Spielberg's already come out. Man, yeah. As far as like caliber of creative, this is a really good year. This is a very strong year.
Mm-hmm. Like right now, my top 3 movies. 3 is Disclosure Day, and now 1 and 2 is depending. Like I said, I want to see the Odyssey again. I give Project Hail Mary a slight edge, and then the Odyssey, but that could change. Not gonna lie, that can change.
Toy Story 5 is my 3. My 2 is Project Hail Mary. My 1 is Disclosure Day.
Okay. Where's the Odyssey fit? 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you, like I can respect the craft, but like not really like my favorite genre. Like
I get that.
Nolan, I don't care about casting. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I said, I don't give a fuck about these little Republican voting virgins who don't want people of color in a movie, in a fictional story. I think the source material was tweaked, and I don't really love that. So where's my list? I'm gonna throw some titles out there that I put over it just to annoy you. I got Ready or Not 2 over it. I got Send Help. Oh, Sam Raimi came out this year. I got Send Help over it, and Goat. And then I told you my top 3.
Goat's a fun, cute movie. That's a good one. Send Help is solid.
I got Hopper's Primate and the Drama as the to round out my top 10.
Yeah, I gotta figure out my top 10 for this year. Send Help is up there. Yeah, it's funny because you watch these movies, and as time goes on, you're like, damn, did I watch how many? Like, it doesn't seem like you watch that many movies because you only think of what you recently saw. No, and then you start thinking back.
I have a flat 30 movies on my 2026 list right now.
I don't know if I'm at 30 yet.
Get on Letterboxd and keep track of this shit, Rocket.
I don't know if I'm at 30 yet. I gotta see. Let me see. It's at least in the 20s. At least. Let me see. That's the thing is like, Michael, that's another, like, I'm not thinking of certain movies that, that's what I'm saying. I gotta like think. The one I haven't seen is, but I gotta pick it up. Obsession, and I haven't seen Backrooms. I haven't seen those 2. So I gotta pick those up. What'd you think of Backrooms?
I didn't see it.
Okay.
I just didn't grab my attention. I'm too old. I don't get it. Like Chiwetel Ejiofor, walks through a wall, and then what?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, though, too. It's it just depends on certain things. I mean, I got to see. I truly want to see how many. I got to go through my list, see how many movies I've watched this year. Like I can tell Masters of the Universe. I forgot I even saw that. Like that. I mean, but that was whatever. But like, whatever. It's this movie to me, is it Nolan's best? I don't know. Like I said, it's crazy too. Like I don't want to make a knee-jerk reaction. Like I see this best picture ever, or it's so big and so grand. You got to watch it again, take it in again, because like any movie of this magnitude, there are things you're gonna miss. The
I
things you're
have
gonna miss.
watched overall every single
Yeah.
movie I watched this year. 191 movies. I saw Supergirl twice.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
trying to hit 400, but I don't think I'm going to.
Bro, I'm trying to just hit like 30 right now. So I mean, it's like I definitely seen at least over 20 movies. I just don't know, like movies, like going to the theater and all
Yeah.
that.
I'm talking about at home, everything.
At home and everything. Yeah, that's a little different. That's a little different. I'm watching like Chinatown right now. As we, I started it before we went to the movies yesterday. I mean, yesterday on Friday, so I got to finish watching that.
Or are you gonna watch Two Jakes?
I gotta pick that up from Kino. So I mean, there's, like I said, I got a freaking stack of movies and stuff here. Like
There's space right there. Just put it away.
I got Criterion, I got Arrow, I got TV shows. It's gonna be
Just mix them all together and put them on that shelf right behind you.
So it's driving me nuts.
Hell yeah.
Like Crime 101. Crime 101 I enjoyed that one.
Solid.
Enjoyed that one.
I think we winding down. Hit us up, let us know, drop a comment what you think of the Odyssey. I mean, I think it goes without saying in 2 weeks we gonna do Spider-Man spoilers. And if I'm not mistaken, this might be the first episode of season 9.
Is it?
Rocket, you're a part of history.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I started the shit Comic-Con weekend. Like, they used to do Comic-Con, like, this weekend. Like, back in, like, 2018 when I, like, did the first episode. So it's like, whatever Comic-Con weekend would have been in 2018, whatever, that shit doesn't make sense. I just, like, that's the mark of a new season. Comic-Con, yeah, well, Spider-Man spoilers, and Comic-Con reaction. If there's any like major news, outside of a Doomsday trailer, I don't know what to expect. So yeah, I'll be back. Put a wrap on it. It's Rec League, homie. Yo. Whether or not you rock with me makes no difference, honestly, because I'm going to keep on being me, probably. Authentic is what I gotta be, the prophecy. No pressure, how 2020 logic be. And logically, I wouldn't have it any other way, obviously. This weekend at the Cineplex, I watched the Odyssey. Everybody's weird, but nobody's as odd as me. An oddity that hoes try to hit on like I'm the lottery. But y'all can't mold me, no Swayze, no pottery. These other rappers full of shit, no colostomy. Prepare for lots of me. Player on the roster, see, it's me and they monster dreams. Getting cheese with the pasta strings. It ain't no stopping me. Shoved down they throat like an endoscopy. Pockets full of broccoli, fuck a timetable and anybody clocking me. You can get washed for free, and overall nobody Oshkosh bagoshing me. And chill till the next episode.